I'm here at Liverpool Street, where we've just held a service to mark Rail Industry Memorial Day. We remembered our colleagues across Anglia who we lost during the pandemic, but we also remembered the incredible work of our teams to go above and beyond. We know across Anglia we had signallers who'd been retired come back to help our colleagues. We moved over 500,000 tonnes of freight every single week to be able to get food on shelves and medicines where they needed to be, and we kept each other safe throughout.
I vividly remember my family's worried faces when I left the house for work, and their faces expressed even more concern when I returned, possibly bringing the virus into our home. From speaking to lots of colleagues over the last couple of years, I get the sense that this was repeated in virtually every household. We prove that we are a railway family. We stick together, support each other, and no matter how hard it gets, we know that there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
And it's really difficult to express what it was like to get home and to have to leave our clothes on the doorstep. So they had to go straight in, we had to go straight to the shower, clothes straight in the washing machine. And on a personal note, my mother's in a care home, and it was really quite difficult to not be able to see her. And even when they started to relax things, it was more to the point that I could only go as far as the window. On a positive note, I was proud to be able to be a key worker. It was great to say I'm a key worker and to have that respect from people where we'd previously been overlooked. And it gave us time to reset. And I think after such a difficult period of time, to be able to come to work and it be a fresh start.
Never before had we faced this sort of challenge. With the majority of the team working from home, we were expected to change the timetable almost on a weekly basis. But with the collaboration of Network Rail, the team rose to the challenge and time after time delivered the timetable change. An achievement that we remain extremely proud of to this day.
The railway never stopped. The railway provided provisions through Freightline. It provided a service for key workers to go to work. And yet through it we faced so many challenges personally ourselves as railway workers.
So the physical world suddenly became very, very quiet and gave us time to reflect. So I can remember coming into Waterloo, being one of 5 to 15 people getting off the train, and then cycling around from Waterloo into the office and literally meeting maybe 1 or 2 people in the office who had elected to come. In contrast, you then had the virtual world. So whilst the physical world was very calm, the virtual world had become quite frankly crazy, because in order to be able to provide the essential services for our frontline colleagues, be that increased ventilation, screens between desks, PPE, etc., the key thing we had to do is there was a lot of planning, lots of procurement and lots of activities going on behind the scenes.
How can I sum up the feeling among station staff during the pandemic? I think of it in terms of C's for COVID. There was concern for your families, concern that you might contract COVID and take it to your family. Conflicted, you are constantly conflicted in your mind, thinking, are you doing the right thing? Confusing, do you wear mask? Don't you wear mask? How many people permitted within the office? What do you do if a customer presents themselves as having COVID while you're on the station? How do you deal with first aid incidents around the station? Courageous. Coming to work during the pandemic is a courageous act. The sense of you doing your bit, the sense of doing your duty, contributing. COVID period was a hard time for everyone, but it brought the best out in all of us.
We should never forget the despair that came as a result of the pandemic, but we should also never forget how we pulled together and delivered what was incredible as a railway family.